Hello guys and welcome back to World of Tanks with Cradler90. I'm going to bring to you a couple of replays today and mash them all together and use that editing skill that I've been developing over the past week and a half. If you can't hear the sarcasm in my voice, I'm sorry, it was meant to be very sarcastic. But today the first replay we've got is on Siegfried Line. I don't think this is an 8.11 replay. This is sent from my clan leader, D-Elder. We call him Erbo. I might have mentioned that to you guys in an earlier video. But he and one of his friends, who I'll call Ski All Day because I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name, are going to take their tier 6s out to Siegfried Line. And Ermo winds up having a really good game, and I had the A43 for a while, and I enjoyed playing it. I think he's using the 57. We'll see what kind of damage he's doing, and because you could use either the 57 mil or the 76 millimeter on the A43. And they're both relatively fast firing, but the 57, what it doesn't have in damage and penetration just makes up for it in the absurd rate of fire. So I think that's what he's using. Let's watch this Nashorn on our team get taken out really early. Unfortunately, that thing could get penned by anything, including that jumbo that's firing at him. Ski All Day is making his way into, I guess, the town of Siegfried, slowly togging his way through. And I'm just on free look right now because I want to watch things develop. And yes, the jumbo takes out the Nashorn. But this leaves Erbo able to get some nice shots on their best player, this Cheeto player, in another tier 6 medium, the Japanese mediums. And you can see that the Cheeto just can't get his gun around to bear from this angle, and he's just going to be perma-tracked by Erbo. And that's definitely the 57. You can see him doing sub 100 damage rolls every once in a while. And that's something that 57 does, unfortunately. Now this T1 Heavy, I mean, he is a pretty new player to this game, but let me tell you, he is doing work on that AT7. He's at least got him mashed up behind, from behind, where the AT7 can't bring his gun to bear. And he allows Erbo to come in here and just put shot after shot after shot into his commander's cupola, which, as everyone knows, is the bane of the British TD tank commander's existence. I think the T1 Heavy is shooting HE into the commander's hatch, which is actually a pretty smart move because I'm not sure if you could pen it with the regular AP rounds. And Erbo gets his first kill. We can see Ski All Day and his Tog destroyed there, tier 7 Heavy, the IS. So he's doing work. And we can see that this KV-1S can also get penned relatively easy by the 57 gun. And oh, that gun depression failed, but he is able to bring it to bear, and he takes out the VK. Now we can see another good player, this Comet in his tier 7 medium, is just running away. I guess he sees Erbo and this AT-8 and doesn't want to get taken out that quickly. But unfortunately for him, he just kind of ignores Erbo, who's able to just get around him and put shot after shot into him. Now here, Erbo finds the unfortunate position of finding three heavies on this side of the battle. They've got a KV-1 tier 5 who gets taken out easily, a KV-1S who hits like a son of a bitch if he does get a shot onto Erbo. So Erbo's going to try and be wary of that. And you can see Erbo's on 4 kills, 91% chance to live at this point, or to win at this point. So he's got to be feeling decent about himself. This T1 Heavy continues to try and do work here. And what an unfortunate shot. Erbo didn't get the kill on the KV-1S. But we can see that side armor of the T-29, it's garbage. The whole armor in general is garbage. You all know that. Any of those T-Series American tanks, just shoot them in the hull, and you should be able to do relatively well. So Erbo's almost on his top gun. He spots the enemy arty, but isn't able to get a shot on him. Now there's just one left, and it's a Grilla. So let's see if Erbo gets his top gun. Spots the Grilla. Puts a shot into him. Oh, but come on. One of the least lucky things I've seen in tanks in a while. You've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks alive, and you're the one that gets singled out by the last remaining artillery piece. Anyway, that's the first game. stay tuned for a few more. Alright guys, for this next game, I'm going to bring you one of my games that I played over the weekend. And we'll go back to some of my clanmates after this. But I'm here queued up in my Panzer 1C. Everyone knows that this tank is a hell of a lot of fun to play, especially if you've been playing the game for a little while. You just want to jump into some low tier action and tear some stuff up. Literally tear some stuff up with the cannon, autocannon on this thing. Now towards the end of the game, you'll see my team just railing on me, completely railing on me about team damage. They, quite frankly, have no idea what they're talking about, and I don't blame them, quite frankly, because they're just very new to the game and don't understand it. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a few minutes. So I kind of just YOLO charge into the middle of this, middle of Himmelsdorf here, trying to get some spots. I'm not too worried about everyone else on the team, and look, this is something that you don't want to see as a T2 Light, because I can pen that T2 Light pretty much anywhere with my standard rounds, and he will have some trouble getting through the front of my armor. But I turn around here and see two enemies. I don't like it very much, plus I see that Lloyd gun carriage shooting me from my butt. So I back up, and I'm going to use these windows here to get some cheeky little shots into the T-46. Now, one thing that you might not know about the Panzer 1C's gun is every time you click, it fires, I don't know, 3 or 4 shots, but it takes a while for that one little, I guess, machine gun clip to go through. So you could have clicked, and your gun is still going to be firing, even though you're trying not to fire anymore. So, like right now, I'm not clicking it down. The gun is just continuing to fire. That comes into play later in the game, and some people just don't understand what's going on. Anyway, right now we're up 6-5. I see a juicy little Sexton in the back, and another PZ-1C. And he seems to be a decent player, so I'm going to duck into this little alcove here. Reload. And I think he just runs away, seeing our whole team coming, and he wants to get around and flank us probably. But there's the Sexton. And here we go. I mean, I don't pen every shot with this gun. So I decide to just sit back, wait for my team to come in, and they'll probably finish him off for me. Oh, wait. Nope, I get the kill. So now I'm on 2 kills. And no team damage yet, right? So I enter the reload, I go to sit in the back of the camp, back of the cap, and just camp and wait for them to come. So here we go. And that guy crosses right in front of my gun. I hit him 3 times. I tried not to. I saw him coming, but there's just pretty much no way for me to avoid that. I guess I could shoot the gun upwards, but quite frankly, it's a tier 2 game, or tier 3 game. I don't care that much. And look at this. I'm trying, but they run in front of my gun when I'm shooting, and I hit them again. And now I'm blue. But I haven't killed anyone. But I'm blue because I did some damage. Now just let's read the chat, the just vitriol that comes out of these guys' mouths. Meanwhile, we're down 1 now. I apologize. Sorry for hitting you guys. The M3 says, dude, you kill 3 of us? The M2 Light's equally as confused. I'm trying to type, but then I see this medium 2 coming in, so I was just like, screw it. They'll either figure it out or they won't. The LTP is even more confused. Now I'm on 4 kills, with just 1 left, the PZ-1C. And here he comes. Now I'm trying to type, which was stupid here, because I could have gotten myself killed. But instead, it doesn't really matter. At least the M2 Light says, I don't know if he's trying to defend me and saying that the other people are noobs and that they don't understand the team damage, or if he's saying I don't understand not to shoot people. Doesn't matter. Still won. Still came out with 93 hits. And it was quite enjoyable for me, even though frustrating to see my team complain. And I did get a bunch of complaints, I bet, generated from that game. So anyway, let's go back to Malacore and Erbo and see what they've been up to. Alright guys, and welcome back to the final game of this trifecta. I've been having some frame rate issues. I think it's too warm in my apartment, so I had to lower the settings here. And I may not actually be able to get this game up. So if you are hearing this, then good, my computer didn't fry itself. And if not, well then I'm out a $1,300 computer. Anyway, we have Malacore and Steagle in this last game in their T-54 and M103 respectively. And you can see Malacore takes the middle of Northwest and gets spotted by this ELC and immediately gets shot pretty hard. But he exacts revenge, and there goes the ELC. Now you can see the team set up a small token force up to the North Ridge, which is not usually the best strategy. You usually want at least more than 2-3 tanks up there, but we'll see how it works out for them. Malacore obviously has first blood with his first kill, even though it was only an ELC. It's an important tank because he can spot pretty much everything on the team. And you can also see he's baiting people in chat because he does enjoy doing that. Now Steagle's up there with what looks like a Rhyme and the light take, the WZ-131. They're going to need to get their own spots because it doesn't look like there's anything else trying to sneakily spot around that corner. Now, I was talking about my frame rate issues, but I'm looking at Malacore's ping, and his ping goes up to about 200. I don't know how he handles that, because me, I play around 20 or 30 ping, and I still get extremely frustrated. As we see, the enemy team is sending up their brave T-71 to come scout, and I think he probably proxy spotted that Rhymotol, and that's why our Rhymotol got counter batteried by their tier 8. That T-71 is still unspotted, but Malacore has his spidey senses tingling and is going to head up here to try and exact some revenge again. And there he is. So he puts a nice one on the move to the T-71, who gets tracked and disoriented. And then he's going to put another one in him and ram him. And thanks to the WZ-131, very little damage was done due to that T-71. So now Malacore is going to probably want to support Steagle in the M103. Being that now Steagle's alone up there, the WZ-131 abandoned him, and all he has are 2 Arties backing him up in the generic, typical Artie spot. And you can see there's a VK, there's an IS-6, and there's still that Rhymotol up there, so he needs some help. This engagement is actually quite fun to watch. Steagle puts the first shot into the VK, but that looks like it was probably the VK round itself. Puts another shot into the VK, and Malacore gets stuck in. He's going to be using heat, and so I guess we could forgive the IS-6 for using APCR to try and get through Malacore's T-54. But you'll see, heat's not an I win button. Malacore bounces his first shot off the IS-6, and Steagle's probably very happy that the IS-6 was aiming at Malacore at this point, because you'll see in about 2 minutes that would have probably ended the game in the enemy team's favor if he just focused down the M103. Malacore's at a 3rd health. He's bouncing shot after shot at the IS-6. That Rhyme puts a healthy dose of 128 into him, and Malacore's able to finish off the IS-6. Now if you look at the minimap, you can see the Conqueror was spotted directly below them, so he might come into play in a few minutes. Steagle's showing great shooting. And that Rhyme is just doing work. Now the Rhyme's dead, and hopefully my frames per second can bounce back up here in a second. So guys, I just wanted to end this video. I'm not going to be able to show you the full game. Unfortunately, my computer is taking a crap on me basically, and the frame rates are just dropping to unbelievably low levels, even when I am in minimum settings recording. I think it's because my apartment's too warm. Having the heat on, it's just my air cooler can't really get the job done. So I want to just put this up here and say thanks for watching. I'm sure this was a good game, but we won't be able to really tell. So thank you again, guys, and come back when I figure out my computer problems.